Honorable Minister of Information of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable John Tia Akologu, workshop zonal leaders present here, Ms. Tolo Tomedi, and Professor Tusen Chichi, also our working group members, Director of the Institute of Continuing and Distance Education of the University of Ghana, Professor Oheneba Sakie, the Secretary General of WANAD, Professor Alfred Opubo, President of the Ghana Journalists Association, Mr. Ransford Tete. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you participants in various ways. In fact, I'm obliged to use several languages here to welcome people. In Ghana, I think they say Akwaba. Then in East Africa, they say Karibuni. In Africa's most populous country, I've heard them talk about Ekwabo. In the South, they say welcome. And in North Africa, we say Ahlan wa Sahlan. Of course, nearby in Emilio, we say Wezo. We said no in Nigeria also. And I cannot pronounce this word. If I please correct me for some of you who understand these languages. And there's Kenang Ya Gotso, which is Sesotho. There's Mauya, which is Shona. I think there's Le Amo Getswe, which is Shwana. If Siotole can correct me if I pronounce it rightly. Okay, there's Sia Namkele Nonke, which is Hosa. And Guyane Mukula, which is Zulu. So welcome everybody. I've spoken all the African languages. Well, we are here essentially for a workshop, a pre-validation workshop on toolkits which we have used. We have been working for the last 3 years, very hard indeed, some of us. We've been all over Africa, all over the continent, several countries. If I can mention Morocco recently, if I mention Benin also recently, Botswana, and South Africa many times, and also other places also, like Namibia, where we have worked to use toolkits. And this toolkit has a lot of significance for us because we are now beginning to use the media to promote education for development on the continent. And so far we have seen that education reporting in Africa, in many African countries, has become more visible today than ever before. And we have quality articles being produced. We have policy dialogue on education and education reform being conveyed by the media. The media itself is taken more serious as a vehicle for communication on educational related subjects. What we have been doing at COMED in relation to media development, for capacity development for media practitioners, has been that during the past 3 years, I've already mentioned, we have developed a lot of partnerships with many institutions in Africa, many organizations, and also individual experts who are professional and authorities in their own right, and most of them from media institutions, to develop and enhance quality reporting of education news in Africa. We have also been able to develop this toolkit, which is quite comprehensive, and which many are now beginning to use in schools to train journalists, other media practitioners, and communication and education experts to develop and enhance their professional skills and build on good practices from regional and country experiences in order to enhance effective coverage of education issues in African countries. Through training with the use of these toolkits, journalists as well as communication officers in ministries of education can now understand better how to complement one another in order to improve communication for education in Africa. They're also able to enhance their dialogue with their ministers of information and of education, senior officials at policy level, and also our funding partners, including our governments, who are also funding partners. When we talk about funding partners, we're not only looking at people from the West, like from the northern countries. Even within Africa, we have funding partners also. And I think we need to depend more on our funding partners in Africa than depending on Western country or Western government to support our programs in Africa. Many are now working to include communication components in education policies and programs and ensuring greater visibility and enhanced public support. Civil society organizations are also very, very important for us. And I'm happy that we have a few of them here, sitting here with the journalists. I can cite ANSEFA, which is more or less for us a civil society organization, quite active in many areas of promoting education for development on the continent. We expect that once we validate this toolkit, it will enable all institutions in Africa that are training journalists, as well as communication officers and development specialists, to make optimal use of this device as a major instrument for training of education and development journalists in the continent. Our coverage of educational issues with all forms of media can become most effective with governments recognizing and applying more effective communication for education policies and strategies. We at COMED, we have a network of journalists throughout the African continent. And today, we have more than 800 journalists and communication specialists who are registered with us. And we have also ongoing programs to build up and strengthen their capacities. One of the ways in which we do so is through training around specific themes in education. We also ensure that we pave the way for these media practitioners to practice what they have learned by giving them an opportunity to participate and cover major events related to education and development on the continent. We also help them to enhance their skills, their analytical skills. Instead of only reporting as before, one will go to a conference and say that the minister said this, the UN said that, and so on. That's not what we are doing anymore. Now we have to get journalists to think critically and to be able to analyze issues and to report them in a very critical manner. And that's what the purpose of all this exercise is all about, this toolkit and all the things that accompany it. At the moment, we are now working with quite a number of universities on the continent. And we are going to seek also the possibility for concrete collaboration on the organization of the validation exercise with a number of them. And certainly, over the weekend, I had a very, very good chat with Professor Saki of University of Ghana, Legon. And we agreed on a number of things, steps to take the toolkit forward. And we've been working with University of Ghana, but also what we would like to do is to see that University of Ghana take up the leadership role in this kind of exercise. And we have been working also with a number of other universities on the continent. That includes Rhodes University in South Africa, the University of Nairobi. We have the director, the head of the Department of Communication here, who has also been very, very instrumental with her personal support and support of her own staff members in developing this toolkit. We thank you for that. We also be working with the University of Botswana. We were there recently, and the Vice Chancellor and all the other officials whom we talked with are very, very willing to do that. And recently, also the University of the Gambia, which is where I come from, I had a good chat with the Vice Chancellor, and they are very, very keen on working with us. And there's also the University of Abomi Calavi in Benin. We have Professor Chichi, who is from that university. And there also, we have some collaborative efforts to do. But there are many other universities and other institutions where we hope we can make breakthroughs and work seriously with them. But I would like to emphasize the point that we are here in Ghana, and I would like to see the University of Ghana at Legon, which is a highly reputed university on the continent, to take up this leadership role and to collaborate with other universities that I have mentioned, because they have already been working with us in the past. I think that will be a very progressive step forward. And I'm sure that the representatives of universities I've mentioned who are already here will agree with me. And maybe we should set up, a smaller working group comprising only, academics and other university people who can sit down and think about how we can take this thing forward. And after this toolkit is validated, we expect it to continue to build on good practices from regional and country case studies in order to enhance effective coverage of education issues on the continent. For this, we as COMED will continue strengthening our partnerships with institutions and foundations in Africa and in other non-African countries in order to continually work on improving the quality of this strategic toolkit. This includes universities and reputed schools of journalism and media studies from within Africa and around the world. And this will be consistent with our overall program that is aimed at enhancing national capacity to produce high-quality reporting education news in Africa. Finally, we will also collaborate with individual experts. We have a number of them here. I can mention a few names. Like Ami Diouf has been working with us as an expert for quite a long time, and there are other individual experts here. Our chairperson, Ambassador Cabral, is an expert in his own right, a journalist who has really been quite instrumental in working with us, and we hope to be continuing this collaboration also with them. We hope that this toolkit will eventually become the main instrument of work for African journalists covering the education sector. It will be used by trainers in charge of national training and in communication for education and development, and by other resource persons from the civil society. It will be used mainly for the training of adults who are already employed and have had some on-the-job experience. And finally, we'll ensure that those journalists and other communicators covering education issues will have access to information which they can diffuse as widely as possible at national and international levels. Same with the use of this toolkit should enable journalists and communication officers in ministries of education to continue to promote dialogue using their various and respective media of communication among governments, local and national representatives of marginalized groups in order to determine needs, priorities, and solutions for inclusive learning experiments and curricula, as well as inclusive approaches to educational planning and teacher training. It is also worth mentioning here that this toolkit was launched last year at Rose University in Grahamstown, South Africa, by the former president of Ghana, Mr. John Kufuor, and we were very happy that he joined us, and he was with us for about 3 days, with over 1,000 journalists present in various fora where we discussed many issues. So with that note, I thank you very much for your kind attention.